Forever Enchanted. I am here with my bestie, Amanda.
Hi!
At the Twitter Pated Mama, so you can go check out her channel. We've done a lot of collab videos so far, and I'm loving it.
I know, it's my favorite.
I'm so excited to do more. But today, we are actually doing kind of a new idea we came up with.
Yeah.
And it's called a mask chat.
Mask
chat. Oh my god, it's so hard. I don't know.
I love it.
But I think it's going to be so much fun. So the idea is we're going to go ahead and try a face mask. And in the time that it takes the face mask to dry or do what it is that it needs to do, we're going to chat about anything and everything, maybe.
Yeah.
We really don't know how long this video is going to be, but... So just to say, so we're going to be using the Purity Made Simple Pore Extractor Mask. If you guys can even try and see that.
We'll do a close-up.
So it's an exfoliating clay mask, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to dry, it says.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try it. I've never actually tried Philosophy's face masks, but as you guys know, I love them. I love wearing face masks. I have different ones that I've tried.
How many do you think you own right now?
Right now, I probably own about... Oh my gosh, I want to say like 7 or 8. Because I get samples.
That's it?
Yeah.
I was gonna guess 30.
No,
that was my starting guess, was 30, and I thought that might be low.
I get like sample sizes of masks that I use, and I've gotten like peel off ones that are really good, and one that's not great.
Yeah.
But I just love using them because after my skin feels so great. So
I like to usually wait until like a Sunday, and that's when I'll put on my face mask.
Just
I'll have like a little
yourself
spa night, put my mask on, lay in my bedroom, which is where we are. So this is very true to life.
So right now we're actually going to go ahead and go put this on, and then we'll come right back and talk about, I don't know, something.
Something fun. Alright guys, we're back. We've got the masks applied. So we washed our faces, took off all of our makeup, and we actually cleansed with the Purity cleanser. And then put on top this exfoliating clay mask, which I really like.
I like it too.
You can feel the little beads. Like, what did it feel like, sand?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, very granular sand. You can feel the exfoliation happening as you like actually rub it in. The thing I really like about this though already is that a little really goes a long way.
This thing is still full. Like, we're gonna get a lot more uses out of this little tiny tube. This is only 1 fluid ounce. We got 2 full masks. I bet we could each do this again 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've had definitely other masks where there are clay masks, and it takes a lot more to really cover your face up. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, I don't know, but...
I don't think so. This just, I put a little bit in my hand and it just went a long way.
Yeah.
It felt really good while I massaged it on. Like, it's not too abrasive, but I can feel it exfoliating.
I can feel it right now as we're talking. I can feel it actually tightening on my face because it's drying, which is good. But I don't feel that, like with other masks, when they do start to dry up, you can feel it a lot. And then when you start talking, you feel the cracks happening in the mask.
I don't feel like I can be as emotionally expressive. Like a big smile might really rip into this thing.
Yeah, I don't think this one's doing that at all. I feel like you can feel that it's drying, but you can still really move. Which is good.
So, the premise behind our mask chat is that we would just chat about things going on in life. So, most recently, newest thing we've done as friends is take a new fitness class. So Nancy and I love to work out together. I actually did a video about, do you have to work out on Weight Watchers? And Nancy was featured in that video, thumbnail at least, with me.
Yes.
But that really was something that started our friendship, actually.
It was.
So just a little bit about how we met. Our husbands have been friends for a very long time. And when her husband and her started dating, we were trying to get to know each other. And I called and invited you to Zumba, remember?
Yeah, I remember. I thought, well, I knew Amanda, but I didn't really know you at the time.
I was mysterious.
I knew, like, I'd gone to your son's birthday parties, and we would hang out every so often, but it wasn't, like, we hadn't solidified our friendship yet.
Right.
And so getting that text message was, like, surprising, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, I'm so into this. Like, I'm like, really excited to. Like,
we had talked about it maybe briefly at, like, a party or something, like, hey, have you ever done Zumba? And I did Zumba back in college, and I really wanted to do it again, and I found a studio that was actually really close to you. And so I was like, I'll meet you up there, we'll go, and that's really how we started getting to know each other super well. We started doing Zumba classes together. We did some belly dancing classes together. The studio we used to go to was so fun because they would do like Zumba parties. You'd pay like $20 and it'd be like 3 hours of dancing with like master instructors. It was so fun. But we really got to know each other through working out. So this week, tell them about the class we took, Nancy.
So we took a class called Freedom Bar.
Freedom Bar, B-A-R-R-E.
Yes. So the idea is that you work out the way that a ballerina would work out. Now, disclosure, I did go to a class before we went together.
Yes, she had tried it a couple days before.
Yeah, but I went to a different location than we recently went to, and let me tell you, it was not as intense as the one we went to.
Thursday afternoon. And Thursday after work.
Yeah, and it was intense. Like, you really do. It's not cardio, so you're not really moving a lot, but you're kind of isolating each muscle.
It's
and
definitely
kind of
toning.
Yeah.
It's a toning heavy class, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to the cardio. I'm used to the dancing. We do hip hop class like every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. That's what we do generally together. And I generally stick to those kind of classes. Zumba, cardio, hip hop, bang. Bang is kind of similar.
Yeah.
But this was different and this was challenging. And I'm gonna tell you, if you watch my channel, I talked in a recent vlog about critical self-talk, and that's really something I'm working on, is not saying mean things to myself and talking positively about myself and thinking positively about myself, because we're always working on our fitness, we're always working on our health.
Yeah.
You know, and I just am so sick of being negative towards myself. But this class challenged me because we were at the front of the class, mostly so we could see the instructor and know what the heck to do. But you're at the front of the class, right in front of a mirror, on hands and knees.
You have so one of the moves is to kind of be on all fours, and you lift your leg up kind of like a dog kind of, when they pee on the fire hydrant. That's what you're doing, essentially. We're not peeing, but I mean, like, your legs up in the air, and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and oh my, I looked at myself and I was like, look
the
at this
way
turkey.
The instructor had her leg and was telling us I don't bend in that particular way. Not yet, anyway. And that's the thing. It was my first time. I'm not as flexible as this instructor, clearly. And, like, why should I be hard on myself? At least I'm there. At least we're trying.
Yeah.
Right? We were there. We made it through the whole class. I mean, we maybe laid flat on the ground a few times.
I was getting so upset because there was one part where at the very end of the class you do a plank. And for those of you who don't know what a plank is you lay on your forearms like this, and then you're kind of literally laying not on the floor, but you're laying as a plank. You're holding up a push-up.
Google plank if you don't know.
And so you're supposed to hold that position for about a minute. But if you've never done it, it's really hard to do. It sounds like it isn't, but it really is. And after you've done all of this exercise and you're trying to do this plank, it's so difficult to do. And I kept, after maybe, I want to say 15 seconds, I would keep falling, and I was getting so angry at myself. But at the same time, I had to remind myself that this was, one, the second class I've ever taken of Freedom Bar.
Exactly.
And two, much more intense than I previously had. So
we gotta have a little grace with ourselves. You know, we gotta congratulate ourselves on the fact that we didn't just go home. We went from a full day of work, to the gym and exercised for a solid hour intensely. Like, we did something really good for our bodies. We gotta be excited about that.
Hey, man.
In addition to doing good things for our bodies, we are working on doing good things for our finances.
Yeah.
That's where we've been focusing a lot of time and attention. So my husband and I have been following Dave Ramsey for 2 years. So I'll link a video down in the description or up here somewhere related to our debt-free journey. So we're on baby step 2, if you're familiar with the baby steps in Financial Peace University. But Nancy recently had an event take place in her life that prompted her to need some guidance in budgeting. And we've become best friends, but like, I look at you like my little sister. Like, I want to protect you. I want to bring you in close like my little baby bird. And so when she had a miscarriage.
Yes.
And this was very recent, and she hasn't talked about it at length yet, but she is going to be putting up a video of that experience on her channel. So if you want to hear that experience and what it was like for her.
It's very emotional. So if you're a crier, do not watch it at work.
Yeah.
It was very emotional to get through and actually film that video, but I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that I got through it, and I can share my experience with people.
It's good to process it. And I'm glad you waited a little bit too, because you needed the time to kind of just do you. But it's time to talk about it. And, you know, I think it's a subject that isn't talked about enough and isn't talked about in a real way enough. Unfortunately, I've suffered miscarriage as well. And I'm proud of you that you did that. So we will have the link for that video. If it's not posted yet, it'll be coming soon. So just look for that on her channel. But she's received a lot of medical bills as a result of this situation in her life, and was feeling very overwhelmed. There was just a lot of bills. You know, if you've ever had a baby and you've been to the hospital, you don't just get a bill from the hospital. You get a bill from every single doctor that saw you. You get a bill from the anesthesiologist. I mean, and you don't ever know when it's going to end. Like, they just keep coming every single day. And so that's what she was experiencing. So we really sat a whole Sunday, her and I and my husband, in and out. And we went through the steps together, and you felt better.
Yeah,
right?
I did. I was very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I was feeling overwhelmed even while I was pregnant, because it was going back through our finances and kind of looking at saying, you know, I'm not going to be able to stay home with my baby as long as I would like, because we need to save up this much money, but we have this much debt. We need to pay these bills. It was just very overwhelming at the time. And then with the miscarriage happening, it kind of just put me at a place where I was like, I don't want this for any future pregnancy that may come. I don't want to be in the same position that I was with baby June. I just don't. I want to be able to save up enough money that I can feel comfortable in staying home as long as I would like. So if I say I want to stay home for 4 months, I should be able to do that without worrying of my finances.
Absolutely.
So I sat down with Amanda and we talked about Dave Ramsey, and we went through my finances, and then I went home very excitedly. And
she left bouncing out of here with, and I'm a hand writer. Like, I have an Excel spreadsheet for budgeting, but I hand wrote out her budget. I mean, we did it all together that day, and we're like, okay, so excited leaving.
And I went home and I told my husband, we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
And I just said,
you're welcome, Chris.
I really went home and I just said, listen, I just need you, because he was not in the mood. Like, when it comes to finances and money and just like number talk, it instantly puts him in a very, like, an anxiety.
It's a tense conversation. We are not the only ones married having tense financial conversations with our husband, which is why we're now having a tense financial conversation with you. Welcome.
Hello.
And I highly doubt that this hasn't come up for you in some way.
Yeah.
It does for everyone.
And so, and I sat down and I told him, he was like, I really don't want to go through this right now. And I said, listen, I was like, I'll do everything. I just need a list of everything we pay. And the thing is, beforehand, I just didn't want to know. Like, when it came to finances, it was so overwhelming to me that I didn't want to handle it. I just let him handle it. But at that point, I was like, no, we need to do this together. And so I was like, I just need you to tell me everything that we pay, all of our monthly bills, all of our credit cards. I just want to write it down and have it in one place. And that's what we did. He sat down, he gave me his spreadsheet that he had. I wrote everything down. I wrote all the balances down. He had no logins to anything, so I had to write down the logins.
It was a whole new stuff.
I wrote everything down and I put it down on paper for him, and I showed him. And I was like, listen, if we stick to Dave Ramsey's plan, we are taking
Financial Peace University.
We are taking Financial Peace University in September, so it's budgeted in September.
I'm so excited for you. It was a game changer for my husband and I. We took it 2 years ago, and we've been on baby step 2 for 2 years. We are, as of this week, credit card debt free.
I'm so proud of you.
After 9 credit cards. And that's, like, so embarrassing to say, but at the same time, I know probably somebody someday is going to click on this video and be like, I've got 9 credit cards too. It is doable if you can get on this plan together. And I'm sure there's a lot of great budgeting tools and budgeting plans. Dave Ramsey's just what we found and what has worked so well for us.
I really liked Dave Ramsey's plan only because it really puts things in perspective. And with the, like, he has Every Dollar, which is an app you can use. I don't personally use it. I really like your method that you taught me. I like that a lot better.
It's essentially the same thing as just an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah. And so, but writing it down and exposing your own habits, that is the biggest thing that we've learned. Don't get me wrong. In this video, we're on month 1.
They're on the one.
Okay.
She's very excited.
We're not like anywhere. It hasn't been 2 years. We're in month 1, and kind of we exposed a lot of our habits, that what we do. I mean, just to get a little personal here, but we budgeted $100 for eating out money, like going out to restaurants or going out to lunch
for the month, right?
Lunch for the month.
For the month.
For the month. In the first week of August, we had gone over $100 because I and my husband freaked out initially, and I told him, I was like, the thing is, we're seeing it now, where this behavior would have continued even if we didn't see it.
Exactly. You just weren't aware of it before. You were doing it.
Yeah.
You just weren't aware of it. And when you stop and look at where your money's going, that's the difference. You tell your money where to go instead of it just being gone at the end of the month.
Yep. And it was exciting for him because I really did, like you said, we wrote down all of our debt. Mm-hmm. We're not in a bad place by any means. I mean, I've watched so many Dave Ramsey videos now.
She's on the train now.
and we're nowhere near some of these stories at all. Like by this time, I would say hopefully by this time next year, we should be completely debt free except for our car.
Yeah.
But that we already know that.
Yeah.
But everything else, as far as our credit cards and my hospital bill, we should be completely debt free by this time next year, which is great. And so
which is amazing
that,
because when she walked in my door that day, I could feel the stress on her. I could feel. Here's the thing, you already went through what I pray will be the worst thing you ever have to go through. That we don't ever have anything worse than that happen in your life again. And then on top of that, the financial uncertainty of how am I going to pay these bills now? Mm-hmm. And how am I going to prepare for my next baby?
Yeah.
I could feel it. I could feel it before you even walked through the door when you first reached out to me and were like, I need help. And luckily, this was a situation that I could help. Yeah. And I knew I could help. And I was excited to help because I talk about our budgeting and our finances all the time. Mm-hmm. I talk to anybody who will listen to me about it because it changed our life. It completely changed our life and it changed our marriage. So I'm just excited for you. Yeah. I'm so thrilled for you.
I'm excited to I'm honestly really excited to do it. I was so hesitant before. She would talk about it all the time, and she did, and it was something that I was interested in, but then the word budget has such a negative connotation to it that, like, anytime you say, "Oh, I'm on a budget," and then they're like, "Oh, you can't do anything." That's the thought,
and sometimes you can't, and sometimes that's when it comes up is like, well, it's not in the budget right now. But that doesn't mean it can't be, And my husband and I, we still live a really happy life. We still do a lot of really fun things, We're still planning things, but we're paying off debt at the same time, and it feels good.
And it's that's what I
keep getting itchy.
I know, by the tip of my nose.
You guys are gonna be like, quit touching your nose, but it's itching me because the mask is drying.
I think it doesn't feel bad either. It's like. It's very light.
I think we're coming close to the end of this video.
Yeah.
We are going to give a recap and a review of the mask once we wash it off and how our face feels so that you know in case you're looking for a new mask you want to try. I just love Philosophy products. Like, the first one I started using was the Purity Cleanser. Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time I used it, I was like, I've never felt my face feel this clean before. Like, it really feels good afterward. And then I have very dry skin, especially... What is this? Your T-zone? Right there. Here in between my eyebrows especially. And I tried a lot of different moisturizers, a lot of inexpensive moisturizers, trying to avoid paying high dollar. I really did. Nothing would clear it up. It just remained dry and flaky and uncomfortable. And I started reading reviews on the Philosophy moisturizers, and I went and purchased on Ulta's, one of their beauty steal days where it was like 50% off. I bought the Renewing Hope in a jar with SPF 30. I love it. I have not had dry skin on my face since I started using that moisturizer. I'm in love with it. It lasted me until this month. And I bought it around like Christmas time. I'm not kidding you. It was the 2-ounce jar. So I finally had to bite the bullet. Nancy watched me go through this process where I was like, I don't want to buy it. I don't want to spend the money.
She had it in her cart for like days.
Sitting in the cart. You know, you do it too. It was $39. But then I found on Sephora this limited edition Festival Ready kit by Philosophy that included the full-size moisturizer, plus the mask, plus a cleanser, and an adorable little bag. And I purchased that, and I felt real proud of myself. I felt like a winner with that purchase.
You got good value.
I did. But anyway, if you have dry skin like me, I would highly recommend that moisturizer. So let's go wash these off, and then come back and let you know what we think about it. Okay, so we just took the mask off. What do you think?
I really like this mask. So my skin is feeling really soft, and I think we were talking about it a little bit beforehand, but my chin looks good.
Yeah.
I've been having issues with my chin lately, like breakout wise, and it just feels really nice.
Yeah, that's the part that I notice the most. Like, I have really clogged pores right here underneath my lip, and it always feels like bumpy. Like, I can feel it in there.
Yeah.
And I'll aggressively wash, but it doesn't do anything. But this, so here's the thing with the mask, it's over here. Yeah. It, like, as you're taking it off, it's continuing to exfoliate because all those little micro whatevers are still in there. So, but it came off really easy.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem washing it off with just a little bit of warm water or cold water. Apparently that's better for your skin, but...
So cold water, if you guys
warm.
didn't know, it just closes your pores out a little bit more. If you use hot water, it opens them up. If you cold water,
Well,
use cold.
my water was warm. But it came right off. It was easy peasy, and it feels really nice.
It does. It really does. The thing too is I forgot to mention, this mask doesn't have a strong smell. Like, it's very soft. It's not something that you're gonna really hate. Like, it's a really good mask. I really like it.
Now, they recommend using it 2 times a week. I don't think I'll do that. I think I'll probably use it once a week. But honestly, I would repurchase the full size of this. And I would give it as gifts. So keep that in mind for Christmas. And then we just brought out the moisturizer. This is the one I was raving about. I really do recommend it if you have dry skin. And again, with the scent, because I know some people are sensitive to that, it's got a really soft, pleasant scent.
It really does, yeah.
So,
I just smelled it. So it does.
We're both going to use it.
The only thing is, if you're a person who does not, like, puts on moisturizer at night, if they have a night one, use that one. Because
They do. They have one non-SPF. I usually put my moisturizer on in the morning, so I like having the extra SPF. Although I have it in my foundations too, so, I mean, I guess I'm just double covered. But I really have fun filming this video. I like this format. I like just being able to chat and talk about things that are going on. If you enjoy this kind of video, let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, we might continue to do it anyway just because we enjoy it. Probably will. Like,
but let us know. I mean, if there's something you guys want opinions on, or if you're curious about, if you want to ask us questions, we could do like a mass chat Q&A.
Oh yeah, that would be really fun.
Like, we could do that. So just let us know in the comments below, like, what your thoughts are on this.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.